What is going on, guys? Now, the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 was released today, and I actually had to go and pick this up on my college break. I had to travel on a train to go and get this on my college break. That is how dedicated I am to this issue. But this is pretty much the first official issue 1 of Peter Parker getting back into his own life and stuff like that. Now, first I just want to announce the winner of the Ultimate Spider-Man issue 200 giveaway, and his comment actually really surprised me, and that is one of my most favourite points in the Ultimate Spider-Man series as well. The winner is Shockwave, so congratulations to you, and I will have already private messaged you the code or something like that and the stuff, so congratulations. And also, just to make up to you guys that didn't win, I am actually giving away a digital code for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. That's right, I'm giving away a free code for this issue as well, and all you have to do is just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know your favourite part throughout the entire Superior Spider-Man comics, and I will choose a winner again, so comment away. Anyway, now going into the actual issue itself, in the first page we actually get 13 years ago, which is the prelude. That means that Peter Parker is 29 years old. Holy crap. Oh god. Even though it's been 50 years of continuity, he's 30 years old. He went from 16 years old when he got bit by a spider all the way to 30. He's pretty much getting kind of old now, surprisingly, which is kind of weird. But emphasis on a lot can happen in a split second. Also, I have no idea whether you guys saw it there, but after the spider bit Peter, it actually jumped off and bit some girl in his class on the ankle as well. Now, this girl is obviously going to get some powers too, but in case you don't know, there's a new storyline coming out called, or new series should I say, named The Original Sin, or just Original Sin, I think it is. But I've actually got the first issue here, well, issue 0 anyway, and basically the main antagonist revolves around that girl getting bit by the spider and how she's the main villain pretty much. And it also revolves around who shot the Watcher, and it involves Spider-Man and Captain America and all the other characters like that, but just thought I'd give you a heads up on that. Anyway, going into the comic itself, we actually get some, which I think are new villains. Now, they're robbing a bank or something like that, or a jewellery store, not entirely sure, but they're actually carrying Easter eggs, which is kind of weird, I don't know, like a bunny. She's dressed as a bunny, but someone ends up being has a baby strapped to the chest and they fall, and Spider-Man only just saves them before they crush their kid in the crowd because everyone's running away. But fair dues. And we also have this giant hippo, and I have no idea what this villain is. This is obviously just kind of like a throwaway villain, I think, something like that maybe, but kind of reminds me of Rhino, out of the Ultimate Universe or something. Now, in terms of Spider-Man villains, I don't think Spidey knew what he was up against at this part, because he actually went against a villain that can control pieces of clothing, and as soon as he went against her, she pretty much stripped Spider-Man down using her powers, and now he is pretty much naked. What the hell? This is the first full panel that we get of Peter Parker back as Spider-Man, back into his life and stuff like that, and he's naked. But okay, that will be explained later on. But going back 4 hours earlier, we actually have Peter Parker, because of course he owns Peter Parker Industries, and I think it's pretty evident that Peter's back in his own body, but Peter Parker isn't as smart as Dr. Octopus, so he knows pretty much nothing. He only just found out a couple of hours ago that he owns a company, and the fact that he's actually a doctor now as well, because he's got a degree and everything like that, and he's pretty much being forced, or well, doesn't want to anyway. He has to get rid of all the Spider-Man tech and stuff like that, because people are convinced that Peter was targeted by the goblins because he helped Spider-Man build new tech. So he's promised Aunt May and stuff like that, and Aunt May's husband, that pretty much he's getting rid of everything. He's got having nothing to do with Spider-Man, but people are thinking that he's acting weird and stuff like that, and obviously he can't tell them that Doc Ock had actually taken over his mind for the past few months. So he's kind of just got to make up a stupid story and stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty, can't wait to see what actually unfolds in this, because obviously he doesn't have the intelligence to be a full doctor. He probably does, but he hasn't learned the correct things because obviously he didn't go. But moving on, we actually have Anna Maria here, which is, or is it Anna Marie? I think it's Anna Maria. Yeah, it is. It's Anna Maria, and of course, she doesn't know that the Peter Parker she was dating was Doc Ock. Now, she's actually just gone into his room because remember, she was kidnapped by the goblins, and she's found a ring, which means that Dr. Octopus was going to propose to Anna Maria. And obviously that's going to complicate Peter Parker's life a hell of a lot more, because she's just found a note and like a proposal note and stuff like that, and like a proposal ring, and all this crazy stuff is just going to unfold, and it's going to be great. But anyway, we go back to the debris and what looks to be Electro breaking out. Now, in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 comic, it's like 5 different stories. Obviously the first one is the main one, which is about Peter Parker, but then it goes on to Black Cat breaking out of prison, and then it goes to Electro breaking out of prison, and I haven't included them in this comic because, well, they're kind of just like side stories to lead to the next issue, but they're not really that important. Like, you know what's going on kind of from this. But anyway, we just saw Electro breaking out there, so that's kind of a piece of information that in the issue 2 of the Amazing Spider-Man, we're going to be fighting Electro pretty much. And then we go to J. Jonah Jameson, because remember, if you read Superior Spider-Man issue 31, he actually resigned as mayor of New York City, and then he realizes that he has something to fall back on. He has the Daily Bugle, until he goes out to like the door and finds a newspaper and realizes that they've completely screwed him over and pretty much just humiliated him, and obviously he hates them all now. And well, when J. Jonah Jameson has a grudge against someone, he has a grudge against someone, alright? Next, we go to Peter Parker Industries, and of course, Peter knows nothing about this job. He's the boss, he has employees, and well, he knows absolutely nothing. And he's being shown something about cybernetics and how he's got to fix it, but of course he doesn't know how because he hasn't got the degree, he's not actually a doctor. But he asks some employees of his to give him the full specs so he can read it like overnight and stuff. But that's when he realizes that his employees are absolutely terrified of him. And of course, we know that they're probably going to be terrified because it was Doc Ock in Peter Parker's body, and Doc Ock is not a man to mess with. To be honest, like when Doc Ock knows his science, he knows his science. Like, he doesn't want anybody to tell him that he's got a wrong answer and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of evident that, yeah, they probably would have been terrified when Doc Ock was Peter Parker. But anyway, then he gets dragged away to remove all of Spider-Man's equipment from the lab, because if you remember, Peter Parker actually creates the Spider-Man tech for Spider-Man. Not knowing that Peter Parker is actually Spider-Man, by the way, just to make sure that, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he's got to get rid of all this Spider-Man suit. We get the Ends of the Earth suit, Big Time suit, Black suit. What was that? I didn't see. I think that was the new Spider Armor, the original suit, and a bunch of others that I didn't see because I didn't read them out in time. But yeah, so this is kind of like the realization of how Peter Parker is a doctor now, and he's got his own company. He's got his own robot servant, for God's sakes. I mean, damn. But nothing can beat a bit of old good time Spider-Man swinging around New York, can it? So of course that's what Peter actually goes out to do, to clear his head and just have a bunch of fun, because he's finally got his life back. And even though he's got his life back and he's loving swinging around and stuff, he completely forgets that people now hate him, because when Doc Ock was Spider-Man, he was a bit of a psycho. He killed people, he thought of everyone beneath him, and all of that crazy stuff. And well, that's not exactly him anymore, is it? One thing I do like though is that Peter is actually realising that he's got like a second chance at life, and I hope he takes a few more risks with like Mary Jane and stuff, you know, because he's always like held back a bit. Now I do know at the end of Spider-Man issue 31 he did like leave her alone, but still. Anyway, this blacked out silhouette here is actually Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, and she has a huge grudge against Spider-Man right now, because you know, like how she's usually like the playful feline, she likes Spider-Man, but she likes to have a bit of fun. Well, when Doc Ock was Spider-Man, he obviously didn't know who Black Cat was, so he just jawed her straight in the face, and she actually got arrested and taken to prison. So of course Black Cat doesn't know that it was Doc Ock in Peter's body. So this is going to be really interesting, like, to see it unfold in the future issues, because apparently she's going to be like the main antagonist in the next issue, in issue 2, as well as Electro. And well, I'd like to see how that unfolds, because it's going to be interesting to see Peter pretty much convince her that he was taken over by Doc Ock, but pretty much Doc Ock has completely screwed him over with the people in his life, but he's made Peter's life better technically. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you're seeing this now. This is where the girl takes control of Peter Parker's clothes and basically just strips him down, and Peter ends up completely naked in the front of a bunch of photographers, and people start tweeting about it. And then we get the Captain America and Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, debating that it is actually the real Peter that is back in the costume. And then we get Johnny Storm laughing his head off, and then Mary Jane sat in a park giving a bit of a smirk, calling him an idiot. Now, as I said earlier, this is a new villain. What's her name? I can't remember what her name is, but I think it was something Panda. I kind of just missed it then, so I didn't see it. Sorry, guys. But yep, she's a new villain, and people are actually starting to think that it's a bit of a role playing, I suppose. Like, guy dressed in a bunny suit, another guy dressed in Spider-Man, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, Peter swings back to his apartment, gets changed and stuff like that, gets his new clothes on, and of course he's still going over how at least it's his day. He's still got his body back and stuff like that. What he doesn't realise though is that Anna Maria actually snuck into his apartment, and she's actually got a spare key to his room. Oh no, I think she got the spare key off, she said Super or something like that. Maybe that's a person, I have no idea who that is. But, yep. So, he walks in and something really, really interesting is about to go down. And I'm also looking forward to how this unfolds as well, because obviously, he's just going to have to tell her. He's just going to have to come out clean and tell her what's happened. I hope that he tells her how she fell in love with another Peter Parker, how she fell in love with Dr. Octopus. She actually finds out that he is Spider-Man. She finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And one way to find out is that she recognises the freckles underneath his belly button. So I have absolutely no idea how he's going to get out of this one. But after that part, it kind of just says to be continued. And, well, honestly, I truly believe he's just going to have to tell her the truth fully, or explain how Doc Ock took control of his body, something like that. Maybe she'll help him out with, like, learning the ways of his company, stuff like that. I hope so anyway. But yeah, after that it just says to be continued. So yeah, I'll be reviewing issue 2 when it comes out. I think it's next week or in 2 weeks, not quite sure. But then again, let's look forward to that. Anyway, well done again to Shockwave, the winner of the Ultimate Spider-Man issue 200. I have already said that I have sent you a private message with the code, and of course you should have that by now, so enjoy your comic. Also guys, don't forget that I'm giving away a free digital code for the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. All you have to do is leave a comment in the comment section below, letting me know your favourite moment from the Superior Spider-Man series. Also, if you click my video in the top right corner, then you'll be taken to my review for Superior Spider-Man issue 31. Now, I am getting a variant cover for that, so I will be doing a giveaway for that comic too, eventually. But until then, just click the video and watch it, and yeah, that is actually it for the end of this video. So if you like my video, then please hit the like button because it helps out a lot, and also please hit the subscribe button for more. Don't forget to go to the links in the description to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Vine and Twitch and all the other good stuff. And of course, I will see you guys in my next video.